Hello everyone, welcome to this video. It is my first video of this new year, and as you can see in the title, it is going to be a breakdown of everything I made last year, aka the video that every or almost every crafts and sewing and whatever person does in the beginning of the new year. And this year it's my turn. I'm throwing my hat into the ring, as it were. I'm also fighting fading daylight, so we're working with great conditions here. I have two lists, one on my phone, one in a notebook, of all of the things I've made. I've divided it all into categories. We have the category of crochet, we have the category of sewing/clothing, we have cosplay, community projects, and then we have like crafting and miscellaneous things that didn't fully fit into the other categories. The sewing clothing category is going to exclude anything that is an alteration. So for example, I technically did make this. It's a... Come on, is it gonna show up? I'm gonna step on my bed. It's a Wolpertinger sweatshirt thing that I did, but I didn't make the sweatshirt, I thrifted it and just painted the Wolpertinger on there. So that one I'm not counting as something I made. Or like I altered some t-shirts into crop tops. That's not something I'm counting as something I made. I did make the alterations obviously, but I'm not counting them because I feel like they're not significant enough to kind of belong in a things I made video. They're more like a thing I did, if that makes sense. So yeah, not everything I have in this book is gonna be in this video, which is why I have the two lists. The first category is going to be crochet. I've technically known how to crochet for a while, but I've never really made clothes until this year. A lot of them are crop tops, but I made a bunch of different things that I just had never made before. I've never crocheted clothing before for myself. I had fun with it and I enjoy crochet tremendously. It is something I do when I watch TV, it's something I do to keep my attention during Dungeons and Dragons, so yeah, made a lot of crochet things. So, sewing and clothing, I think almost all of the things I made sewing-wise are on this channel in some capacity. The very first thing I made was my vampire corset. This one is in this category because it's sewing, but I would count it more as a costume piece than something that's like actual clothing. It is not something that I wear on a day-to-day basis, though I guess I technically could, and I did for Christmas for one of the days, but the vampire corset is first. Then I made a just long sleeve shirt out of this cotton pointelle fabric in this light green, and because I had enough left over, I actually ended up making a crop top out of the same fabric. Okay, technically this is not sewing, but it is clothing. It's my Muppets Mayhem jacket. I love this jacket. I love the video that I made accompanying that jacket, and adding the Mayhem logo and adding the trim took the jacket from something I wasn't wearing anymore to something I'm actually wearing. One of the biggest things I've sewn clothing-wise is obviously my Sophie dress. I love it. I can't wait for the weather to get to a point where I can wear this again because it's so much fun. I enjoy it. It's beautiful. Love it. And in that vaguely same category is my pumpkin pinafore that I made for my October video. It is so over the garden wall. It is so Pottsfield. I love it. I have an embarrassingly big amount of pinafores now. Do I wear them? No. Are they fun to make? Yeah. There's a dilemma. I have to figure out what to do with all of these pinafores. I have too many now. Cosplay. Arguably probably the biggest category. And we're starting off strong with my favorite project that I've made this entire year, possibly, Enderian. The Enderian video didn't do as great, but which is fine. but I've explained in length there what work went into this dress, so I'm just gonna link it in the description and in the little card so I don't have to repeat myself. Anyone who's interested in that dress can just go there. But it is my pride and joy. It is my current magnum opus. It is an item I really want, if I can, to enter into costume making contests next year, if I can. I love it. I am so incredibly proud of it. This dress, man, it's amazing. I love it. Continuing with Fable cosplays, I actually finished my Caspian cosplay, which has another crochet piece, which is under cosplay, but not under crochet because it's specifically just made for the cosplay. Yeah, Caspian cosplay. I made a showcase video about it that I'm so proud of. Then we have 2 Critical Role cosplays. First of all, we have Vex. I really love Vexalia. She is not my favorite Vox Machina character, but she is one of my favorites. And I adore her, and I like the confidence I get in this cosplay. I did regret running through the forest in heeled boots after that shoot, but it was worth it for the video footage and the photos I got. Then the other Critical Role cosplay I did this year was Jester. Jester is, again, not my favorite Mighty Nein character, but man do I love her. She's adorable. She's the reason, indirectly, and by that I mean Jester cosplayers are the reason I got into Critical Role and first learned that Critical Role was a thing, and she's just so joyful, and I think she's a very great way of depicting this sheltered but not innocent type of character. And she's very fun, she's very silly, and again, I regretted the shoes after that shoot, and I was covered in mosquito bites that I actually had an allergic reaction to, but worth it. Absolutely worth it. I genuinely mean it was worth it to me. I will say though, be careful with your footwear and make sure that you don't die when you do photo shoots and video shoots. And then I have 2 cosplays that I don't have video footage on, and one of them technically is not declared finished, but I'm adding it here because it was cosplay sewing. And that would be my Vast jacket. I started a cosplay of Vast Cadere from Skybound, which is Heihe's character, and technically I have all of the bits other than wings. I had this green jean jacket type thing that I've had for years, and I've not been wearing it because it's stained. So I cropped it, and then I dyed it and added some seams to make it fit a bit differently, and that's how I made it into the jacket that Vast wears. And hopefully, when the weather allows for walking around in a crop top, I will do a proper shoot of this cosplay. And then the last cosplay bit, I don't have a lot of footage of it. I technically have footage of making it, but I didn't end up making a whole video on it. But I made a Red Hood cosplay. I had a Red Robin cosplay for a while, and I actually recycled the fabric of Red Robin for Red Hood. That cosplay for me is connected to some genuinely awful people I no longer want to be associated with, people that our morals do not align in any sort of way, and I'm glad to no longer be acquainted with these people, but I made the Red Robin cosplay sort of to be in a cosplay group with them, potentially, and so I couldn't get over that. And also the Red Robin cosplay was shittily made. I made, I think, the pants section in 2 or something days. The video of that cosplay is on my channel, and it is incredibly chaotic, which is on brand for Tim. But I just didn't want that cosplay anymore, and I like Jason a lot. He's probably my favorite Robin, both when he is the Robin and just out of the Robin character set. So made that. I did make the mask. I ripped out all of the stitching of my Red Robin suit whilst watching a lot of X-Files, and reused the fabric to make the Jason vest sort of thing. And I actually premiered this cosplay at a convention at Gamevasion in December. And that's where I actually got some really cool photos that were made by Cosplays. If you don't know who Cosplays are, they are technically an online platform for cosplayers in Germany, but they also go to conventions and essentially offer a free photo booth for cosplayers. And I got some amazing photos of the Jason cosplay there, and just, it's really cool, and I'm really happy. And I definitely want to do a proper photo shoot for Jason in this year, and give the cosplay the sort of spotlight I think it deserves. But it was just nice to have, first of all, a casual cosplay that I can wear a lot easier than, say, something where I'm corseted and have like ears and horns and whatever to worry about. I don't have to wear a wig because mask, which is lovely. Yeah, I don't know. I'm proud of this cosplay, and I think it's a good way to get rid of materials from a cosplay that you have bad connotations to. Community projects. This list is a lot shorter, but I do want to give it its proper time. Now, it's not something I made per se, but it is something that I think deserves its spotlight. I have 3 things in this category. First of all, community CMVs. Fable ended last year, and there were community CMVs that I was so incredibly lucky to be asked to be a part of. So I did those, and I love them, and I hold them in my heart. Then one project, this is tricky because I can't say a whole lot about it, but I am in a podcast called The Black Dog. Black Dog is not out. It was supposed to be out this year, but things happen. It is an audio drama podcast that is based on Marcus Noyce's D&D games, or game singular. I get to play a character called Lausa. I'm not allowed to tell you anything about Lausa, but I adore her. She's my baby. She's my problematic queen. And I am so excited for this podcast to be out. I believe we're looking at releasing the first few episodes in the first third of 2025, and I'm so hype. Genuinely, I have never been in a project before with this many amazing people, with this amazingly skilled and talented voice actors. Everybody has been a joy to interact with. Everybody has been so lovely, and the great thing is everybody in this project is this project's biggest fan. Mauku was updating the scripts over the year, and we were all like sitting there waiting for the scripts to be updated so we could read them, and so we could, you know, be up to date and know what the next few episodes are gonna be. Every one of us is such a fan of this project. It is also really cool because there's even surprises for some of us. For example, there's a character whose voice none of the cast has heard, other than Mauku and I think some of the people that help with editing potentially. Pretty much the entire cast doesn't know what this character sounds like. We won't know until the show is released, and it's really cool, and I'm really excited, and I'm excited to be able to yell about this podcast and yell at people to listen to it, because it's such a piece of hard work, and just, I love it. And I love the Black Dog cast and crew. I'm having a grand time. My birthday is in exactly a minute. This is the best way to like celebrate into my birthday, playing an evil lesbian demon.
Nobody can deny. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy.
Oh goodness, how am I supposed to be evil after this? I'm very proud of being allowed on the cast and being part of this project. Now, another big project that if you've been on my channel, you probably have seen me do a bunch of this because it's taken up a significant chunk of the channel. Skybound. I started out as a Skybound fan, right? I wasn't originally on the cast. I migrated over from being a Fable watcher, migrated over, Skybound started, I watched it. Some of my friends were in this, some people I've been watching were in this, and then in about the middle of the year, Abraxas, Zenny and I got asked if we wanted to join the cast, and it was insane, first of all, and it's been such a joy and such an honor to be part of this amazing cast of great storytellers. Shenanigans happened. Originally I wasn't able to access the server properly because I'm in Germany, and like server pinging was crazy, so we had the lovely first appearance of Elwood glitching out. My computer blue screen during like my first 2 or 3 lore things. It was a nightmare. It was such a time, but we got past it, and obviously there's scuff occasionally. all good lore, scuffed lore.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, what is that?
It's probably
What
so
is
loud.
that?
That was my phone alarm. I'm so sorry.
Those are the people that know.
And
Oh.
oh, for fuck's sake, what happened?
The server died!
Oh no! But I'm just so ecstatic to be asked to be on this cast first of all, and to be able to tell this story with everybody, and to see everybody's reaction to Elwood, and reading people's posts on Tumblr, and seeing people post in the Discord. It's just insane. And I'm very excited to conclude Skybound this year, and for everybody to see how the story we've been all working towards end. And I'm just incredibly thankful to even have been asked to be part of this, because obviously I never expected this. I'm not a streamer, I didn't ever do something like this. And then one day I wake up from a nap, genuinely, and I have a message from my partner yelling at me like, hey, I got asked to be on Skybound and you will be asked too, you need to check your DMs. Hey has messaged you. And it was so surreal. I had just woken up, and you know that like feeling when you've just woken up from a nap where you don't know where up and down is, and you don't know what year it is, what day's today, I don't know. It could be a week from when I fell asleep, I have no idea. And then I got hit with that, and it was so weird, and it's been such a joy since, and I still can't fully believe that I'm even part of this project, and I'm just so honored, and I'm so excited. Crafting / miscellaneous things. So one of the first things I made in this year was a Mayhem backpack. This was originally fueled because I saw the Loungefly electric Mayhem backpack, and I thought it was so fun and so cute, and I'm a huge Muppet nerd, I'm a huge Mayhem nerd, but Loungeflies are incredibly expensive. This one was more expensive than your regular Loungeflies, and also it was tiny, as all Loungeflies are, and so I decided to buy a genuine big size backpack instead, and to add some customization, and I love it. And it's something I can actually use in day-to-day life, and that can fit more than a wallet in a phone, which is great. Then I made some EVA foam armor bits. This was mostly me practicing with EVA foam, it wasn't meant to be anything specific. But for what I made, they're fine. I made earwing clips, both magpie and starling ones, for Vast and Elwood purposes. I made the Field Notes notebook, the second one, which again I have a video on. In January I made a bunch of fake orchids, fake blue phalaenopsis, that I later in the year turned into a flower crown, which I'm gonna be using for cosplay in the future. I made a sun hat that goes with my Sophie dress, and that also looks like it could be on my farmer in Stardew Valley, as someone pointed out under that video. And now I'm tempted to cosplay my Stardew Valley Sona. And then the last thing I count as something I made is I made new horns for my Ray cosplay. The horn I made for the first version is it attached with magnets, and it was fine, but it was not as stable as I would have liked. And when it came to making both horns, they were just not matching, so I decided I would make a proper headpiece with a headband that had matching horns on it, and so I made those. The amount of things you make in a year do not determine how good of a crafter you are. You are a great sewist if you've sewn things that you are proud of. That's kind of what I think. And I'm proud of the things I made. I'm not the same amount of proud of all of the things I made. For example, I'm way more proud of Endirian's gown or my Sophie dress than I say of some of the EVA foam stuff I made, but I made all of these things, and I'm proud of all of the bits individually, and I have a ton of plans for next year, which is this year. I'm filming this still in 2024, but when the video comes out it will be 2025. So yeah, timey-wimey confusion, but I'm very excited. I have a bunch of really cool plans. I'm going to be attending Elfia for the first time, which is insane, and I've wanted to go to Elfia for years, and I finally am able to. I am hoping that I'll be able to attend Okomi as well. That's kind of not sure right now because I still need to look for tickets, but hopefully that will happen. I have a ton of really cool cosplay plans. I'm gonna finish my Gavrin cosplay that I sort of started and then abandoned, but it is happening. I'm bringing back my Caleb Widowgas cosplay in an updated form. I'm making a completely new coat, bringing back my Jinx cosplay, and by that I mean making it new completely, because I did sell the wig and I am not as comfortable with some of the clothing I made, so I'm revamping all of that. I'm gonna try to do more shoots and video things to showcase some of the cosplays I made in the years prior, namely Endirian and Ray. I am looking to finally bring back my Caduceus cosplay and, well, bring back slash actually make my Caduceus cosplay. There's gonna be some cool cantrip stuff happening. I am looking to properly do a Dan Thorns cosplay, because I did do a cost test, but I want to do a proper cosplay that's gonna involve like leatherwork and work with fur and things, and I'm looking to bring that to Elfia, which will be exciting and nerve-wracking. And I just have a bunch of plans. I don't know if all of them are gonna come to fruition, but I hope so. I'm very excited. I'm also very excited for continuing Skybound and bringing that story to a satisfying ending, and I'm just very excited for the year to come. I think a lot of cool stuff is gonna happen, and if you've stuck around with me for this past year or even more time, then I'm insanely thankful for all of you, and I hope that you're gonna keep sticking around and follow me on this crazy journey of storytelling and costuming and such. Oh, and I also did my bachelor's. I feel like that sufficiently counts as something I made. I'm not going to show that off because I don't want to dox myself, but I did finish my bachelor's degree and I'm continuing on with my master's. Which is probably going to impact a lot of the cosplay stuff, because master's degree does require classes and paying attention into uni, obviously, but that I also did that and I'm really freaking proud of it. And we did it before the light was no longer lighting. That's not the word. The word you're looking for, Puffin, is before it got dark. That is the phrasing you're looking for.